Hi Capricorn, it's Power and Light Tarot coming at you with the reading. Today we have a very cool reading, Capricorn. Yes, this is a redo. It is because there was a glitch, right? That's fine. That's, you gotta be able to deal with kind of the bumps and bruises of using technology. Yes, you do. It's not always like reliable. No, it's not. And so we start Capricorn with the Page of Cups over here. This Page of Cups, Capricorn, is basically here he is kind of looking at his cup, and he looks a little, uh, maybe not scared, but kind of unstable a little bit, like insecure and like what's going on, right? And so the fish fell out, and so this kind of talks about somebody who has a hard time dealing with their feelings. Not it's more like they changed or they realized their feelings weren't kind of what they thought they were. Like somebody kind of here in this reading kind of thought that they were like they understood their life and love and all this stuff kind of. They thought that some kind of something really dysfunctional was basically okay. And so they had a wake up call, right, when the fish fell out. And here Capricorn is, let's move this camera back because these cameras are giving me a hard time today. Uh, Right, yeah, they are. Let's see what we got. But here we also have the hanged man with it. Now, you'll notice that the hangman's not the regular hangman. No, he's not. And he got down off he's kind of like this page over here. Just kind of like, whoa, what's going on here in my life, right? OMG, right? And so here's the hangman, and he let himself off the rope, or somebody helped him, right? You could be helping this person, Capricorn. You really could, because I think that I feel like they've grown, and it's partially because of you. I think in this reading, it looks like somebody's love for somebody else has awakened them to like some funky life that they're living, right? It's like a contrast, right? A contrast is like, it's kind of like if you're just really raggedy, or you don't care because maybe you're home, and then you put on some nice clothes, or you comb your hair, put makeup on if you're a woman or whatever, right? And then you head out, or you're just like that at home. You're like, kind of dressed for your day, and you feel much better. It's a huge contrast. And that's what he's doing here. He's like, well, why did I suspend myself up on this post for such a long time, right? And why did I do that? Let me think about this, right? Yeah, this person here knows that they kind of hung themselves up in their life. They kind of blocked their own joy. And so, yeah, I feel like they did. We have the Wheel of Fortune and the Emperor and the Hanged Man again. Here he is, kind of, the cards in the upright. So that means he's hanging down. And these are the little gnomes, right? Yeah. And the wheel, let's look at the wheel, which is, I feel like this is Italian, La Ruota, right? In Spanish, it's Rueda. I used to have a friend named Rueda, right? In English, you kind of Rueda, really in Spanish. But yeah, okay, let's see what it says here about the Hanged Man. Not the Hanged Man, but the Wheel of Fortune. And, here is this kind of, I feel like he's a Mayan king or something like that, right? Yeah, you could tell by kind of like the dress, right? And, how he looks here. And he's standing here kind of a little bit, not blocking, but basically representing the wheel, right? Yeah, he is the Wheel of Fortune. And this talks about all things are connected to it and turn in harmony with the universal movement of life, to be a part of something. This talks about everything is connected to the universe. That's really what it talks about, right? And this person has realized that they realize that, right? And they realize that your fate and destiny because of that, right? And that's what the wheel is. The Emperor is here, and it just kind of talks about somebody who is, typically it talks about somebody who takes their power, right? Or who owns their power and, restructures their life or has their life in control or in order, basically. And this talks about somebody who has kind of quieted or calmed somebody down, possibly calmed down their words, but would have punished Psychen if he failed. Now, see, I'm getting this. In other words, if this person is not able to kind of quiet somebody down, usually it's their wife, the consort. If they can't quiet, or their husband maybe, but if they can't quiet this person down, then the fool will be punished. In other words, if you're not if you're not able to control somebody in your environment who is blocking you or hindering your happiness, then the fool will be punished. And the fool is about a new adventure. Yeah, okay, perfect. And we have the hanged man here. And he's up there thinking, he is, and he sure is. Let's see what they have to say about the hanged man. And they call him Lambda, which is really interesting. And that's Italian. It is the peak of the test where Psychen, the fool, the peak of the test, like the culmination of the test where the fool submits himself to torture in order to atone for his faults. Sacrifice. This is interesting because we have it next to joy. I feel like somebody in this reading, you or your person, is sacrificing somebody, but it's interesting how they see it as atoning for their own faults. Yeah, it's almost like this person kind of looked at their life and said, well, this is your fault. Yeah, now you have to sacrifice somebody, or you have to make a sacrifice in order to get ahead in your life, in order to kind of regain your power and to seek this joy with Capricorn. Yeah, interesting, definitely here. And so we have forgiveness here and workaholic. The forgiveness card mostly kind of talks about forgiving yourself. It mostly does, right? And maybe they have to forgive themselves. I feel like they do for their own faults. Because they could be sacrificing somebody and they could be going, gee, well, look what you've done, kind of. And so now you need to, just go ahead and forgive yourself because you didn't know any better. Yeah, there's ignorance in the past with this, whoever it was. Some type of ignorance about their own power or about source energy, how they are connected to the universe, or what happiness and joy really is. Yeah, and here she is. She knows because, she looks like a flower child here. And we have the workaholic card, and this workaholic card talks about somebody who is kind of hiding out at work. Like, I don't really want to go home. I work all the time, so I don't have to deal with whoever, right? Or whomever. That's exactly what's going on. We also have the resurrection card. This talks about reprise. This talks about recovering something, but doing it very quickly. Whatever needs to be done real quickly. I feel like it's cutting somebody out. I feel like it's saying goodbye to somebody, or maybe goodbye to a way of living, saying goodbye to a belief system. Yeah, this is a beautiful reading because it talks about transcendence. It really does. And then we also have, crossing that would be reason. This person is thinking clearly. Yeah, they are listening to their own advice here. And here are the skulls with it. Whoa, right? They need a transformation, they do, and there's some type of ending. With every transformation, there was always an ending because it's a huge change, right? And here's the anti-hero, and here she is, the vampire, and she has her wings here. And, she's in this kind of sexy clothing here. And it really means here that she's not following any rules, right? If her mother gave her rules, she said, screw this, I'm not going to wear, long pants to school. Or I'm going to wear the shortest skirt I can, right? I'm going to basically be almost naked at school. Some kids dress like that. I don't know if they, depending. Nowadays they will allow that. They will in many places because they're with the demise. Yeah, they are. And so, but here she is. And, this rule breaker here is somebody who just says, I don't believe in this anymore. Screw this. And here's all the graffiti on the wall, Capricorn. And what that means is like, this is more rebellion, right? Of course, they didn't write anything nice over here, like Jesus heals or Muhammad is God or whatever. They didn't write anything that they believed was nice. This is my whole point, right? Yeah, they wrote. They wrote on the wall, screw you, and stuff like that, right? Isn't that usually what graffiti is? For the most part, it is, right? And so it's usually an act of rebellion. That's usually what it is, right? Sometimes it's a territorial thing, right? Like, hey, don't come into our neighborhood, or, we're the kings over here, we're together, and which is a whole rebellion thing too. A gang. When you're in a gang, it's a rebellion thing against society. It's a rebellion, kind of, because you didn't get what you needed. You didn't get the club. You didn't get your family love. you didn't get society to love you, or, like the schools, just things like that, right? It's really what it's about. It's feeling included. That's really what it is. And this person wants to uninclude themselves, Capricorn, from wherever they're at. Yeah. So we have Capricorn, the Six of Wands and the Nine of Wands here. And so this Six of Wands, with the Nine of Wands, this is about victory and taking control. It's not taking control, but victory. It's recognizing too. But for you, you're looking right at victory here. You are. And I feel like in this reading, you're wondering, am I ever going to have it? Yeah. And whoever, who's on the side here, whoever has waited for somebody kind of has suffered just because of the uncertainty. I feel like they have. And then the other person who is kind of like, finally figured out their life and what life is really about. That's what this reading's about. It's about somebody who figured out what life's about. And they're like, well, I went to work 7 days a week and I didn't really want to go home for dinner. And so, wow, I must have been unhappy, right? Yeah, it's kind of like that. And no digs on anybody, but it's a huge wake up. And that is the real joy in this reading. Yeah, it doesn't matter what you were doing in the past. If you were, had your head in the sand, or it's really about the here and now, right? Yeah. And so you could be, over here, Capricorn, you could have been, damn, I've been waiting a long time. I wonder if I'm going to have this victory. Coming into play is the Eight of Swords. It's a card of feeling really stuck here, but this is what you're focusing on. Probably that this person is stuck in some type of a mental fence or mental issue, and they are. But this is also a card of release. I feel like this person is getting ready to release themselves. I feel like they are. And I feel like it's been planned, but there's something about it's slow moving, Capricorn, and you guys might understand that because Earth energy is a little bit slow moving. It's very solid, though. Yeah, it's very solid and very predictable, right? Like it's going to happen, like whatever you guys are just predictable. You guys are very much like the tortoise, right? Yeah, or the turtle, yeah. And so let's see what we have. Let's get a card on this Eight of Swords. And this is what you're concentrating on. And where did I stick those cards? Yeah, that's important. Let's see what we have, you guys. And see what we got. And you could be focusing on this. You could, like, wow, I feel stuck because I need this person to release themselves. And we have the Seven of Pentacles. Yeah, you're wondering if they're going to do this. Yeah, if they're going to release themselves and, how stuck they feel. Something like that, right? Just remember, Capricorn, if you're new to readings, that these readings could be switched, right? Sometimes it's hard to go. Sometimes it might be hard to realize that, but they can definitely be switched. Right? And the Eight of Wands and the Seven of Wands is what you are leaving behind. Maybe it's this person. I feel like you are leaving behind feeling overwhelmed if there was going to be change. Yeah, because I feel like this is going to happen for you. This person is going to break a major rule here. It could be a sacrament. It could be Two of Swords showing up. And this is in what's kind of what you want or what's helping you, and the Five of Wands. So how I see this reading, Capricorn, is that what's helping you here is this other person here is like, I have no choice here. Two of Swords. Like, it's kind of almost like there's no good choice because I have to get through this cycle, which is going to be dramatic. Maybe there's suffering going on, but somebody has no choice here but to kind of leave a situation because they feel like they're struggling in life because of it. Here's the Five of Wands. And this is, maybe you want this person to realize that there's no competition like you. It could be, I feel like really what you want them to realize is that why live with a constant struggle? That's what this hangman was wondering. He's like, what the hell? Right? About himself. That's why he looks sad. He's like, duh. Why'd you stay here for so long? Six of Swords, Capricorn, is showing up here with the moon. Yeah, it takes us all, we all go at our own pace. We do. And that's how life is. And sometimes it makes it harder by the people who are surrounding us. For sure it does, right? Somebody intelligent, right? Or very talented could be surrounded by very negative people. People who grow up with their own limiting beliefs. That person may not go as far, of course, as somebody who is equally talented will not go as far, for sure. Somebody who is equally talented and equally talented and surrounded by people who believe in themselves and who believe in other people and basically are vibrating high. Yeah. And in the near future, the Six of Swords with the moon, yeah, this is like, I feel like this is your person transiting in this reading, transitioning out of wherever they are. And they're doing it by the light of the moon. Maybe they're going to leave at night, right? But they're doing it by the light of the moon. And what I mean by that is that they're like, well, I'll get there. I feel a little confused. I don't think it's so much confusion. I feel like it's shook up. Like, like I'm not going to feel really kind of stable till I get over here with Capricorn, till I get completely out of this situation. This is kind of like, and that's what these dogs are doing. They feel, I can't think of the right word, but it's not just challenged. They feel kind of up in arms, kind of, and just kind of shook up a little bit, riled up, but at the same time, a little bit of a little bit of weakness, a little bit, right? But mostly just kind of, wow, this is challenging a little bit here. And so the dogs are barking at the moon, and here's the lobster, and he thinks he's going to go be on land. That's how shook up he is, right? No, he has to stay in the water. I think he can be on land for a short time. I'm not sure, right? And in your advice, Capricorn, is the Three of Wands. Means that this person's they're waiting for the ships to come in with you, or they're waiting to set sail with you, is the best way to put that. And this is also how you're being affected by other people. Yeah, they're looking out here at these ships going, well, when I get over here, my boat here, I'll be there. I'll be there with Capricorn. Yeah, just like Michael Jackson saying, I'll be there. If you guys don't know Michael Jackson because you're young, you don't know that he was a child singer. I feel like most of his best stuff was when he was a kid. Yeah. I went to third grade? Yeah, I was in third grade class, and they wanted everybody to bring show and tell. And I went and brought something like, what was it? Cultural from my Norwegian family. And, for my mom's side, which everybody was kind of, they were kind of, well, that's kind of interesting, right? But, the most interesting part was the records. Yeah, the 45s. I feel like the little 45s with Michael Jackson singing ABC and I Want You Back, and just kind of all these great songs, right? And so here, Capricorn, you have you have this Four of Wands with the Three and the Four of Wands, I believe. I better pay attention to what I'm doing here. And so this is your advice. This is how this person is waiting to have like a home with you, or a relationship, something really stable here. Could even be moving with you, the Three and the Four of Wands. That's in your advice. It's saying stop worrying, all right? Pretty much, right, is how you're being affected. And how you affect this person, Six of Cups. They feel warm and fuzzy, fuzzy-wuzzy, and and these little kids here, they're best friends, right? And, she looks like she's 4 and this kid is 6, and, I'm not sure where they're at, but, she's giving her friend this beautiful kind of, whatever plant that is, and she's really happy to receive it. This is, kind of a real camaraderie, right? Like where two people kind of stick together, and they see the loyalty, I believe, and the friendship here between them. This is a warm and fuzzy, nostalgic feeling, and this is how you affect them. And they have this wisdom about that, because here's justice. You could have made them, in this reading, definitely make a decision in their life. I feel like you have definitely given them wisdom. Yeah, and to bring harmony and balance to their own life, because there are the scales, right? And this is a legit justice, Capricorn. And you could kind of interpret that all by yourself if you want. We have the Five of Pentacles reversed. I feel like this Four of Wands was up at the top, but it's totally fine because it just is. And the Five of Pentacles is in your hopes and fears. And so with that being in your hopes and fears, Capricorn, you're hoping that this person will want to come back to you, or leave some type of lack, and like kind of like you're hoping here that you can come in from out of the cold. And I don't feel like you're in the cold because they left you, really. Maybe they did for this other person, possibly, but You could have been in the cold just because you felt like this is pretty bleak being without this person. It could be that kind of energy, right? And so here you are with the Four of Wands in the outcome. Yeah, it was really in the outcome. But let's get a card here. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter, right? And the Page of Pentacles is in the outcome. And this is definitely what you're going to have with this person. Some stability here, definitely stability, a celebration, a new start, something fertile. Because here's the Page of Pentacles standing over the flowers, right? Yeah, and he's making sure he doesn't really step on any. But he's holding up the pentacle like, I really value this. I want this to be fertile, and I see it that way. I want this new start, right? And this could be also where they bring you this message of the same energy, right? Yeah, Capricorn, it's really completely beautiful. It is. And so what else? What else do we have for your person, Capricorn? We start with resurrection, and this is reprise, recovery, and comeback. So the reprise talks about somebody who is quickly taking action. They want to recover this. So I feel like this has been majorly planned, but they feel like they are ready to do this. Yeah. And the comeback recovery, they want to recover this with you. And she's here wearing this kind of Halloween clothes with these black cats, right? This is going to be an ending. This is going to be an ending and a recovery with you, and a recovery of their own kind of sanity and happiness. I should say balance would be the right word, because it's a general reading, right? Here's the Reason card, and this is this person is what's challenging them and supporting them as they are thinking clearly now. And here's this kind of vampire who looks like George Washington, like the hair, right? That's fine. And so here she is, though, and she's holding two skulls. Like there's going to be an ending here between two situations, maybe an ending and a transformation, right? Definitely with two skulls. But she has the look of determination on her face. Yeah, she does. And it's challenged them, I feel like, too, because they had to leave something here behind, right? I feel like it's challenged them, and mostly because they're like, what have I been doing all these years, right? Or months, maybe, because that's what the Hangman says. He lets himself down off the post and he says, God, you've been being a real, like, I don't want to say anything bad here, but you weren't awakened. You didn't get it. You didn't get what joy was, what life is supposed to be. Whoever says we're here to learn, that's what, Abraham was saying that this weekend. She goes, we're not here to learn. We're here to have joy and stand in our power and manifest what we know is rightfully ours, right? And be kind to other people, for sure, right? And when we say learning, yes, we learn here. We do. So in a way, we're here to learn because we learn a lot. Sometimes we have to learn through the school of hard knocks. Yeah, and that's where most people learn, unfortunately, right? We have the anti-hero Capricorn card, and this is the rule breaker and the risk taker. This person's going to do this. And, here, there's all this graffiti, and graffiti really means rebellion, right? It typically does, right? Rebellion, because it can be a rebellion because I didn't get what I needed. I didn't get the love wherever I was, because isn't that what gangs are about? Yeah, gangs are about, like, I need to find my clan, right? My tribe. And so, this person here, this is a rule breaker. They're taking a risk, Capricorn, and leaving something behind. Whatever wasn't working for them. Yeah, whatever was failing them is the best way to put it. We're going to end this and go to the extended, and they're all super affordable, Capricorn. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching today. I have the link below in the extended, in the description box, rather. And please remember to like, share, and subscribe.